Okay, good morning, everyone. We are going to get started. This is our first Monday morning mindfulness. And we thought we'd just start this little tradition in the middle school. Some of you remember that 2 years ago, I think, we used the intercom system over the phones to have a morning mindfulness moment. And now that we're all kind of settled into our routines, we thought we might bring this back on Monday morning. Mindfulness isn't always comfortable for people. It can be uncomfortable to do things like sit still, close your eyes, focus on your breath. And I know that. I want you to know that I know that. I invite you to be curious about this practice because it can have an impact in some really cool ways on your life, on your life as a student, as a person with big feelings sometimes. So I would love it if you would just be curious about this practice, and we can be curious together. The practice is going to be very simple. It's something the faculty have already done. And it's something that should be accessible to you, especially after we practice it a couple times. So we'll get 2 in before break. And then when we come back, we can dig a little deeper in some of these practices. But ultimately, the goal is for you to be able to do this on your own. I cannot claim the invention of the practice we're going to do. I learned it from an excellent teacher of mindfulness meditation and yoga. Her name is Jillian Pransky. I like the practice because it's like for real. It's a very it encompasses like lots of different anchors, not just the breath. And embedded in the practice is that it's hard and that you have to start over again, which really works for me because whether you've had me as a teacher or know me as a colleague, you know, I think I'm a fairly intense person. And so and I make mistakes. And so this practice speaks to me from that perspective as well, that, okay, I'm not being mindful at all. Let me start again. And that's really what this is about. It's not about perfecting or being happy all the time or anything like that. It's just about being okay with whatever is happening. So with that in mind, I would like to share my screen for some cues for us. Okay, so I have my big bell. So the bell is kind of just like this reminder. It uses your sense of hearing to bring you to attention. So I'm just going to ring the bell, and I invite you to take a comfortable seat, whatever that means for you. But preferably feet flat on the floor and hands resting on your lap. I invite you to close your eyes, or if that's not comfortable or accessible to you, look toward the floor. I also suggest that if the practice is a little uncomfortable for you today, just be respectful of people trying out the practice by being still and quiet. So to begin this practice, I invite you, as you breathe in, to bring the attention to the top of your head. And on an exhale, I'd like you to imagine an elevator moving down from the top of your head to your shoulders. I'd now like you on your next exhale to imagine that elevator moving down from your shoulders to your hips. And the next exhale, imagining that elevator moving from your hips to your feet on the floor. Now that we've landed in our bodies, see if you can be curious about where you notice the breath moving in and out of the nose or the mouth. If the nose is accessible to you, try to breathe in and out through the nose, noticing the cool air moving in, the warm air collecting in front of your mask. It might provide some moisture there. So noticing the quality of the breath while wearing a mask. Noticing that you can inhale slowly, and maybe that as you exhale slowly, it's warm. On the next exhale, I'd like you to just imagine melting the shoulders down and back, relaxing. Relaxing the jaw, shoulders, the hands. And then just sitting for a moment without letting any one thing draw your attention. Just noticing the quality of your experience right now. And if the mind starts to wander or the body gets fidgety, land again. Inhaling, exhaling, the elevator moves down from the top of the head. Landing again all the way to the feet. Maybe spending a breath or two arriving with the attention on the breath. And then relaxing again, softening the jaw and the shoulders. And just pausing to notice the quality of your experience. So when you're ready, opening your eyes and moving around. So the whole idea about this practice is to recognize when we're feeling either big emotions or some form of stress, right? It comes at us from many different places. It's an invitation to do something in that moment that grounds you in a way that you have choices that you might not see otherwise. So as we practice landing, arriving, and relaxing, it can get to the point that you can do that practice in 3 breaths. You land in 1 breath from your head to your feet. You arrive, the attention on the breath in 1 breath, and you relax with the 3rd breath. So if you think about it, that's a few seconds, and it can really change the way you're feeling in a moment and give you a perspective that is a little bit clearer, a little bit calmer. So I hope you enjoyed our mindful moment this morning. I hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll do this again next Monday. Be well, everyone.